Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. This is a very exciting time for ACN. I love when we have an opportunity to actually introduce an entirely new product. It pretty much opens up a whole new industry for us, and the opportunity just simply becomes that much bigger. Today I'm going to be focused on giving you some more information on merchant services, more specifically credit card processing. This is a great industry. Let me just kind of give you an evolution of this area, this industry, the evolution of credit cards. It all started in the 1950s with the debut of the Diners card and American Express. And this was more like a charge card because you had to pay off your card at the end of each month. In 1959, that was a significant time in this industry because the revolving balance was introduced. This is where a customer could actually accumulate a balance. Now this came at the risk of accumulating finance charges. However, customers loved it because it gave them more flexibility. Since then, the industry absolutely exploded, as you guys all know. Since then, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and others have issued billions of credit cards all over the world. Today, there's 10,000 credit card transactions going on per second globally. There's over 7.5 trillion in annual credit card payments. There's over 24 million locations in more than 200 countries around the world that now accept credit cards. So this opportunity is extremely large. It's a fast-growing industry, and how can you not be excited about getting paid every time someone uses a credit card? So with this incredible industry, how is ACN going to take advantage of it? We have the perfect formula for success. ACN is partnering with Anovia Payments. Anovia Payments is going to be our strategic partner, and they are going to provide payment solutions for your business customers. And working together with ACN and Anovia, this is going to create a winning formula. Anovia is great. The company is based in Dallas, Texas. They have an incredible expert leadership team with 78 years of combined experience. This team has currently served on 5 industry boards. They've been featured in 17 industry articles within the past 12 months, and they've been asked and spoke at 10 industry speaking engagements in the past 12 months. Bottom line is, this leadership team is highly respected and highly experienced in all areas of this industry, including turning a high number of leads into sales. And on top of that, the sales team, the sales executives that are going to be working with your customers, the ones that are employed at Anovia, are actually ETA and CPP certified. Now, just to kind of let you know what that means, actually less than 1% of 1% of the sales executives in this industry are ETA and CPP certified. So from a level of experience, knowledge, and professionalism, Anovia has the best of the best. With Anovia Payments, you're going to be able to process in all payment environments, including credit, debit, gift card, e-checks, e-commerce. Anovia can provide equipment solutions, new, or they can work with existing equipment if a business chooses to do that. They can literally reprogram the equipment over the phone in just a matter of minutes, and they can work in any point of sale environment, including smartphone solutions, terminal solutions. Over 40 different terminal options will be available, wired and wireless, and again, 97% of the existing terminals can be reprogrammed. You'll also have tablet solutions where you can turn an iPad or a tablet literally into a cash register. Also e-commerce. They can take customers that do online transactions through their merchant's website. The ideal customer to go after is a business that accepts or wants to accept credit cards and meets Anovia's risk standards. Businesses such as independent contractors, retail, hospitality and restaurants, services such as dry cleaners, medical, dental, home services, childcare, auto services, online stores. These are all great ideal customers. What's a high-risk merchant? These are businesses that Anovia will not pursue. These are businesses that are statistically more likely to have chargebacks or fraudulent transaction activities. These are companies in areas of travel or digital content or virtual goods, adult entertainment, nutritional supplements. And I'm not talking about companies like GNC or Vitamin World. I'll come back to this in a minute. Membership subscriptions or tickets. Okay, going back to like nutritional supplements, we're talking about like maybe smaller companies, online companies that are really not that large, that are really kind of, let's say, selling a dream. That means that when they deliver their product, maybe their product doesn't do exactly what they say they do. Maybe they're delivering it in large quantities. Anyway, that could cause a problem for chargebacks. Also, when you take a look at membership subscriptions, people are asking, like, are we talking about like the local gym? Well, if you talk about memberships, like at gyms, these kind of memberships are looked at on an individual basis. If they are taking monthly membership payments, they would be more attractive to Anovia. But organizations, let's say, that take a membership where they charge 2 years in advance or a year in advance, that could pose a problem, okay? So again, these would be considered high-risk merchants, and Anovia will not pursue these types of businesses. Okay, what about these customers? Franchise or multi-location merchants, are these good customers to go after? If you take a look at a franchise, let's say they're regional, somewhat small, Anovia can be very competitive with this kind of organization. But if you're talking about, let's say, national or large multi-state franchise chains, these are not really viable for Anovia. And the reason why is they can go direct and make their own deals. It's highly competitive. There's not a lot of room left to negotiate or even make money in that area. And you have their own systems integrated into it. Now, when you talk about a smaller franchise or a multi-location merchant, even though it could be one business, if each location has its own separate merchant account, they will be considered its own customer or its own lead. Now, as exciting as this industry is, and as much opportunity that's in it, it does come with its challenges. It's very competitive, it's very complicated, and it's very confusing. And I'll even go as far as it's also very cutthroat. So, if you wanted to go in this business on your own, let's say, and try to take advantage of it, it's very difficult because it's almost like becoming a brain surgeon. You have to learn the merchant services business. You have to learn and understand how to read and analyze a merchant statement. Then you need to know how to kind of sift through it and compete with it and quote statements. You need to know how to sign up customers through a comprehensive application process. Then you have to do all the customer service and support. There's a lot, and it's challenging because there's a lot of smoke and mirrors in this business. A lot of business owners think that they're getting this rate when they don't understand there's all kinds of hidden charges and fees buried in their merchant statement, and it's just very, very confusing. The reason I say it's cutthroat is because a lot of business owners don't really know if they're getting the deal that they think they are, or worse, they're not getting the deal that they think they are. And people that are, let's say, typical salespeople in this industry, they work for smaller independent sales offices out there. They don't get paid what they think they're getting paid. Again, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors in this industry. Salespeople in this industry, they have to do quotas every single month, and if they don't do quotas, their commissions get cut off. So the great thing about ACN and Anovia working together is we are going to have a winning formula in this highly competitive environment. Our advantage is simple. Our advantage is going to be our relationships. Every single IBO listening to this right now knows people that own a business or knows multiple people that own businesses, that based on the relationship alone, we're going to be able to go in there and get a chance to look at their business and get a shot at it. And it's only going to be because of the relationships. And on top of that, you combine the ACN relationships with the full sales support of Anovia, and we have a winning formula that no one is going to be able to compete with. It's going to be very, very simple. You as an IBO, all you're going to have to do is just simply ask your contacts, do you accept credit cards? Or if you're a new business, do you want to accept credit cards? And as long as they say yes, Anovia Payments does the rest. They handle all the hard work. And to make things even simpler, Anovia is going to offer a guaranteed savings promotion. That means, now this can be a limited time only, where Anovia will give a qualified merchant a $100 gift card if they cannot reduce the merchant's overall monthly cost. Now, what does guaranteed savings mean? Anovia will provide a merchant with an effective rate. Now, this would include any discount rates, fees, or downgrades, and this will beat what they are currently paying per month with their existing payment processor. If they can't beat it, like I said, Anovia will give that qualified merchant a $100 gift card for actually spending their time with us and allowing us to take a look at their business. Now, this promotional offering is absolutely incredible. But what's a qualified merchant? Who is this for? Okay, so this is the merchants that will qualify for this promotional offering. They will have to submit a price request through your online store. They need to upload their most recent and complete merchant statement during the initial online submittal. And that merchant statement has to be within the last 3 months. It has to be a current merchant statement. And they have to meet Anovia's risk standards. If they do this, they will qualify for this promotion. You know, why are we doing this? Why is Anovia offering this? And the reason we're offering this incredible promotion is to really help you and your teams bring in good leads to Anovia. And this $100 gift card not only gives you power, great promotional power to allow your contacts to, offer us an opportunity to go after their business, but really what this is an incentive for you, the IBO, to obtain the merchant statement. If no merchant statement is provided when that lead is submitted, and or if it is not a qualified merchant, then they will not qualify to receive the $100 gift card. So it gives you promotional punch, but at the same time, what Anovia is doing is asking you to please send in good, qualified leads. So Anovia can do a good job for you, and do a good job for your team, and do a good job for ACN. Now the process is going to be extremely simple. You as the IBO, you're going to ask your prospect to submit a pricing request through your ACN online store. Now after that happens, Anovia will receive that lead. Anovia will contact your customer within 72 hours of receiving that lead, and Anovia will work with your customer through the completion of that sales process. So you're pretty much bringing the lead to Anovia, and Anovia does all the hard work. Now, so let's just kind of run through this. You'll go to your online store, you'll click Merchant Services, and you're going to get to a merchant referral form, and it's got basic information on there, such as the name of the business, the contact or the owner's name, the contact's phone number, the contact's email address, the address. They're going to ask a question like, do you currently accept credit cards? Yes or no. That way we'll know if it's a new business or if it's an existing business accepting credit cards. The type of business conducted, is it a face-to-face business? Is it retail? Is it a restaurant? Products and services sold, current equipment or software, average monthly credit card volume, the average ticket. And then at the bottom there you can see you will be able to upload the merchant statement. Now, uploading the merchant statement, people ask, what is a merchant statement? Again, I like to keep things simple. If you have a phone service, you get a phone bill, or a phone bill is that's your phone statement. And you get that once a month. So if you accept credit cards, you get a merchant statement. And that monthly statement shows the credit card transactions in your business, including fees charged for that 1 month period of time. Now, it's just a merchant statement. It doesn't show company financials or anything like that. For those people that are not familiar with this business, business owners are totally accustomed to providing a merchant statement to anybody when quoting their business. This is highly regular. You may come into a rare instant where even though it's your friend that's running the business, they may give you a hard time because they don't want to show you what they would consider their private information. And if that's the case, that business owner can upload that merchant statement through your online store. You never even have to look at it. But very rarely will that ever be the situation. And most of the time, they're not going to have any issue with you seeing that merchant statement. Okay? Now, how do you submit the merchant statement with the price request? You basically need to save that merchant statement to your desktop. So if you're at your friend's business and you're about to submit a price request, first thing you need to do is get that merchant statement, save it to the desktop, and then go do the price request so you can actually upload it from the desktop. It keeps it simple. Okay, so how do you save it to your desktop, a merchant statement? Well, it's easy because 50% of the businesses out there have electronic copies. So all they need to do is just go get an electronic copy, save it to their desktop, and it's prepared to be uploaded. Or they can take a paper statement and they can scan it with a scanner. You just make sure they scan the full statement. They can scan it and save it to their desktop. Or if they don't have a scanner, there's a lot of free apps you can get today. Free apps for smartphones or tablets such as Cam Scanner or Tiny Scan or Genius Scan. And now you can take your smartphone or your tablet and turn that into like a little scanner, and then you can save it, get it to the desktop. Or you believe it or not, you can actually take a picture with a tablet and just make sure you get all the pages. But however you get it, you need to get a copy of that saved to the desktop, and then you're ready to upload that when you send that price request. Okay? Now I'll tell you this, the highest priority and the guaranteed savings of the $100 Visa gift card promotion is going to be given to the leads when they come in with the merchant statements. You can submit a lead without a merchant statement, but I will tell you this, that when Anovia contacts them, that's the first thing they're going to request is a merchant statement. If at any time they can't get that merchant statement, or the business owner doesn't want to provide that, that is not going to be considered a lead for Anovia, because Anovia cannot quote that business if they don't have that merchant statement that has all the information that they need. Now, I would highly recommend to you that you teach your teams to make sure every time a lead goes in, you make sure that lead goes in with the merchant statement, because if it does, you know that's a good lead. If you can't get a merchant statement, that may be a sign that even though you have a relationship with that business owner, maybe that business owner ultimately will not do business with us. So focus on the businesses with the strong relationships. Get a copy of that merchant statement and send it in with the price request. And that will increase everyone's opportunity to get a lot of business going between you and your teams. Now also, some of the information that is going to be asked, the price request, is not required. But please fill in as much information as you can. Again, that's going to help Anovia know in advance what they can and cannot do, and it will make everybody more efficient. So once that lead goes in, that's pretty much all you have to do. Your job is to get that lead in and do it the right way, and Anovia takes care of the rest. They're going to evaluate the merchant statement. They're going to read through it. They're going to find out what the effective rate of your customer is actually paying. They're going to provide a competitive pricing quote to your customer. And Anovia is going to complete the entire sales process, including the credit check on the business and or the individual. They'll get the terms and conditions agreed to, and they're going to get that contract signed. Every customer is going to sign a 36-month contract, and from that point on, Anovia is going to take care of all the customer support for that customer, and you will get paid for the life of the customer, even beyond the contract period of time. With ACN and Anovia, it is an absolute game changer and a winning formula. You get paid residuals for the life of the customer. You get overriding residuals on other people's customers. And Anovia is not only going to work hard to help you get the customer, but they're going to build a long-term relationship where the merchant is valued. We need to keep it simple. When you're going out there and you're generating interest, if the merchant asks any questions at all, do not get in a big question and answer session. That's not going to be your job. That's Anovia's role. Your job is just get that lead submitted. So if they ask any questions like what is the rate, or is there a contract, or what type of equipment do you guys offer, anything they ask, just say that's a great question, and the expert team at Anovia, literally in a 5-minute conversation, will be able to help you and get all your questions answered. And turn it over and let the Anovia payments professionals handle those questions and turn your prospects into customers. Now, some of the frequently asked questions that you may get as an IBO from your other IBOs is, what if the business is brand new? Is that okay? Can we still sign them up? Or how do I track my leads? Or what if I have a question for Anovia? How do I get that answered? What is Anovia's rates? Are they competitive? Will they be competitive? Okay, and I want to get those questions answered for you now. Anovia, can they work with a brand new business? And the answer is yes, they can work with a brand new business. They will submit a lead online just like any other company, answering as many of the qualifying questions as they can. So you can pursue that. How do I track my leads? You will be updated by a series of status notifications on your PCL. What if I have questions? And if you have questions, you want to visit the frequently asked questions and answers in your IBO back office, attend and review any webinar trainings, visit your storefront. You can get a lot, if not all of your questions answered in that way. Listen closely. Please do not contact Anovia for questions about the products or compensation. That is not their role. Their role is going to be to sign up your prospects and turn them into customers. You need to contact ACN for any of that type of communication. Will Anovia be competitive on rates? And the answer is yes. Anovia will be able to offer highly competitive pricing for merchants in all categories except large national merchant chains, as we discussed earlier. What will your rate be? And that's not a simple question, and there's no simple answer. Rather than using a preset rate, Anovia is going to offer their best rate according to the merchant's volume, industry, average ticket, and other key variables. So there's no standard rate that's going to be offered to a business. It's going to be dependent on all the key variables of what it's going to take to get that customer turned into your customer. Other questions are there any setup fees or upfront cost to our customers? Or do applications go through an underwriting process? Is the business owner's credit checked? What is the turnaround time for the merchant money deposit? How are contracts and cancellations handled? And here are the answers. Are there any setup fees or upfront costs? With exception to potential equipment costs, there are no upfront expenses. Do applications go through an underwriting process? Is the business owner's credit checked? And here's the answer. Yes, all merchant applications do undergo underwriting and credit checks, because if a merchant sells something that they can't deliver, don't deliver, partially deliver poorly, or that is defective in some way, and that business can't remedy the situation with their own financial resources, well, then the merchant service provider, in this case is Anovia, is going to be accountable for all those chargebacks and losses, and we don't want that. Next question is, what is the turnaround time for the merchant money deposit? And the answer is 48 business hours. Those funds will hit their account. This is industry standard. Are there any contracts or cancellation fees? And does Anovia have a cancellation fee? Now, let me start off by saying that contracts and cancellation fees are unique to each business and are obstacles that Anovia can easily overcome by simply showing them the savings that they're going to be offering. So this is Anovia's job to get that prospect turned into a customer. As far as a cancellation fee from Anovia, if a merchant doesn't stay for the full 36-month term of their agreement, it's going to be $495, and that is industry standard. Some other questions that IBOs may have. Can IBOs use merchant services in their own ACN business or their own events? The answer is yes, as long as it relates to your business. You cannot use merchant services to accept ACN team trainer fees or to charge people for ACN international events. If you have your own personal business that you're doing, you can use it for your personal business, but you cannot use it for ACN or other people's business. I want to give you some descriptions of what small, medium, or large businesses are. A small to medium business would be companies that do transaction volume of up to $150,000 a month. You'll find that the typical small to medium business does between $10,000 and $50,000 a month in transaction volume. That's basically the transaction volume of selling their own products or services or goods, okay? Now this is the ideal customer for a lot of reasons. Number one, it's more simple. It's a short close cycle. It typically only takes 7 to 10 days to finalize that deal and get that customer online. This is a great customer because even though it's smaller, they provide higher profit margin, which ultimately results in higher commissions for you. Now I will tell you that approximately 95% of the customers that you get will fall into this category, the small to medium-sized businesses. However, there are going to be large businesses that some of you are going to acquire and or people in your team. And a large business might be, let's say, a retail, flooring, furniture. They could have transaction volumes of $150,000 a month and higher. And these are great, but it's more complicated. The larger the business, the more complicated it is. It may take several calls to close a business like this. It may take 3 weeks or longer to finalize. Most have other systems that are integrated in their transaction processing, and these businesses are more competitively priced, which leaves less room for profit and revenue. So again, sometimes the smaller businesses will actually provide you more revenue and more profits just because of the transaction volumes and how they do it. Let's talk about compensation and points. When you go after your customers, if you have a brand new customer that's being set up for the very first time, or they're a small business that's doing about, let's say, $1,500 a month in transaction volume, that customer will not be a preferred customer and it will be 1 point. If they're doing between $1,500 and $3,000 in monthly transaction volume, that will also not be a preferred customer and you'll get 2 points for that customer. But as long as your customer has $3,000 and more in transaction volume, that will be a 4-point customer and that will be a preferred customer. The commissions are paid on Anovia's revenue. So it's simple. Every customer that you bring to Anovia, without getting too complicated, it's going to result into pure revenue to Anovia, and that is what you're going to be paid on, and you're going to be paid for the life of the customer. Even though they're signing a 3-year agreement, you will get paid for as long as that customer remains with Anovia, even beyond the contract period of time. If it's a small to medium-sized business, which I would say over 95% of your customers will be, you will get paid normal residual compensation. If it is a big business where it's over $150,000 a month in transaction volume, then you'll get paid big business commissions, which are slightly higher for personal. So instead of getting up to 10%, you will automatically get 15% on your personal big business customers, and you get paid less for the downline. So obviously we have big business opportunities to create an incentive to get that business. You will be paid first generation RVP and open line SVP of 0.5% on all the large customers, okay? And again, I don't like to complicate things. I like to keep things simple. Just go after every single customer you can get, and you know between you and your team, you're gonna be building your residual income every time a new customer is acquired, and you're increasing your credit card processing business. I want to give you some simple compensation examples just so you understand how the math works. Let's talk about a medium business or a small business. And this could be a business that's a plumber or a food truck, a pizzeria, a bakery, a gift store. This could be, let's say, a small regional chain of stores where each business has its own processing account. Let's just say this business, let's say monthly transaction volume of $40,000. So that's the sales of their own products, services, and goods. We don't get paid on their goods. We get paid on the merchant service fees and all the fees that are created. So let's say you had a business, did $40,000 a month in transaction volume. That created some merchant service fees, Visa or MasterCard or card issuing bank fees. And again, even though I'm showing you 2.5 or 1.9% here in these fees, keep in mind that these fees fluctuate. This is just an example. So these fees are going to create a bottom line revenue. In this case, you've created $240 a month in revenue to Anovia. So think of that as, let's say, a phone bill of someone paying $240 a month. You're going to be paid on the revenue of the $240 a month. Your personal commission is 10%. You will get $24 a month on just that one account, on a personal customer. Now, obviously, the big opportunity in ACN is not just on the customers you bring, but getting paid on everyone on your 5th level, your 6th level, your 7th level, on all the customers that your team is bringing in. But just so you know how the commissions are calculated, let me give you a large business example. This could be a medical office, could be an auto repair shop, a large electronics store, a large restaurant. Businesses like this can really do high monthly transaction volumes. So let's say you had a business in one of these categories that were doing $400,000 a month in transaction volume. Okay, so the fees, let's say I'll give you an example of fees that were accumulated. You got merchant service fees, Visa, MasterCard, card issuing bank fees, which created, let's say, around $1,600 in revenue to Anovia. So in this example, it's big business. You're getting 15%. So on this one business, on this one account, you're making $240 a month. So just imagine over time, if you were accumulating just personal accounts over time, how you could positively impact your personal residual income. Okay, so again, the opportunity is great for getting personal customers, and the opportunity is even better by focusing on building a large team of other IBOs and getting paid on all of their customers as well. I want to end with this. This is an exciting time for ACN, and this is an exciting opportunity. I would highly recommend all of you to fully take advantage of this. Just do it the right way. The most important thing you can do as an IBO is to focus on sending in quality leads. You know, just make sure that that merchant, you have a good relationship with that merchant, and that merchant wants to do a price quote. Lead them through your online store. Get that merchant statement saved to your desktop so it can be prepared to be uploaded. Do that first. It'll make things a lot simpler. Fill out that price request, upload that merchant statement, send it in, and let Anovia handle everything from there, and just watch your opportunity explode. You as an IBO, just focus on making sure that you're sending in good leads, and make sure your team is doing the same, because we don't want to overwork Anovia. We want Anovia working on good business. We don't want good leads being clouded by bad leads. So make sure you and your team do the right thing by sending in good leads, and let's all take advantage of this incredible opportunity. I wish you guys all the best of success in the merchant services business. Thank you so much for your time.